"Do you mind if I take your girlfriend for a walk?" he asked, while my wife giggled and typed her number into his phone. I let her talk while I packed, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I don't even know where to start. I 28M have been with my girlfriend Sarah, 26F, for 9 months. We've never had a real fight before, but after Friday night, I'm questioning everything about our relationship and whether I can trust her judgment. So here's what happened. We went out for drinks with my 3 close friends Tom, James, and Mike. These guys have been my bros for over 10 years. We all hang out regularly. Sarah knows them well and usually gets along great with everyone. About an hour in, this guy Alex shows up. He's 29, apparently a friend of a friend who was in town for work. Seemed cool enough at first, introduced himself to everyone, bought a round. Normal stuff. But then something shifted. Alex started talking to Sarah and she was immediately drawn to him, like completely captivated. They started having this intense conversation while the rest of us just sat there waiting. At first I thought, okay, maybe they're just clicking as friends, but then I started noticing things. The way she was leaning in when he talked. How she'd throw her head back laughing at everything he said. The prolonged eye contact. And meanwhile, I'm sitting right there with my friends, feeling like a third wheel in my own relationship. An hour goes by. A full hour of Sarah and Alex deep in conversation while my friends and I are basically ignored. When I tried to join in or ask Sarah something, she'd give me this dismissive, 1 second, without even looking at me. The face she made when I suggested we all drink up and maybe change venues. Like I was her annoying dad interrupting her fun. My friends had to order another round because we were just sitting there waiting for Sarah to remember we existed. But here's where it gets really fucked up. Alex starts getting more physical. Hand on her arm when he talks. Prolonged hugging when she laughed. At one point he literally kissed her cheek goodbye when he went to the bathroom, and she just giggled like a schoolgirl. Then comes the moment that really pissed me off. Alex looks right at me and asks, "Do you mind if I go for a walk with your girlfriend?" Not, "Can we step outside for air," or something normal. He literally asked for permission to take my girlfriend for a romantic walk. I said no, obviously. That's when Sarah turned on me and called me a dickhead, in front of everyone, for not wanting my girlfriend to go on a private walk with some guy she just met. We stepped aside and I told her I was feeling insecure about the whole situation. That they'd been ignoring everyone for an hour and now he wants to get her alone. She said I was being paranoid and controlling. But wait, it gets worse. When we went back to the table, Sarah asked Alex for his number, right in front of me. He puts it in her phone, she puts hers in his. I'm watching this happen like I'm invisible. When we finally left, Sarah gave Alex this long, lingering 30-second hug goodbye, like they were lovers parting forever. Meanwhile, she barely hugged my actual friends, just quick polite hugs for guys she's known for months. The whole ride home, Sarah kept talking about how cool and understanding Alex was. How they had such a deep connection and really got each other. When I asked what they talked about for an hour, she said she couldn't really remember, but it was just nice to talk to someone new. Then she drops this bomb. "I thought he was gay anyway, so I don't know why you're upset. Except here's the thing, I found out later that Alex has been living with his girlfriend for 3 years in another city. So either Sarah knew he wasn't gay and lied to me, or she's just terrible at reading people." The next day I asked her about the number thing again. She claimed Alex put it on her and she didn't want to be rude. But I literally watched her type her number into his phone first. Read it. Am I being a paranoid boyfriend or did my girlfriend completely cross the line? I've never felt so disrespected in a relationship. The trust feels broken and I don't know what to do. My friends saw everything and they're telling me I have every right to be pissed, but Sarah is making me feel like I'm the problem for being upset about this. What would you do? Update 1. Thanks for all the comments on my original post. A lot of you said to talk to my friends who were there, so I did. I wish I hadn't. First, some background I should have mentioned. My previous girlfriend cheated on me 2 years ago. Sarah knew this when we started dating, and she promised she'd never put me through that again. She said she understood how important trust and boundaries were to me. Guess that was bullshit. Also, now that I'm really thinking about it, Sarah has always needed male attention. She's the type who gets along better with guys and has mostly male friends. I never minded because I trusted her, but looking back there's been a pattern I ignored. Anyway, I met up with Tom, James, and Mike separately this week to get their honest take on Friday night. These guys have known me for over 10 years. They're not the type to stir up drama. Tom was the most direct. He said Alex was definitely flirting and Sarah was eating it up. His exact words, "Dude, the way he was leaning in, the eye contact, that wasn't friendly conversation, and she was loving every second of it." Tom also said when I tried to talk to Sarah during their hour-long chat, "She looked at you like you were her annoying dad interrupting her at prom." That one stung because it's exactly how I felt. James noticed details I missed. Apparently, Sarah and Alex exchanged Instagram handles before they did phone numbers. He also overheard Alex making comments about me being possessive during their conversation, and Sarah agreeing and laughing. James said it was uncomfortable to watch because they were basically talking shit about me while I sat 3 feet away. But Mike dropped the biggest bombshell. He went to the bathroom around the same time as Alex and overheard part of their conversation. Sarah told Alex she was bored in her relationship. Alex asked if I treat her right, and Sarah hesitated before answering. Mike said the hesitation was telling, like she was considering saying no. "Oh, and that, I thought he was gay" excuse, complete bullshit. Mike heard Alex making several comments about attractive women at the bar throughout the night. After talking to my friends, I decided to check Sarah's Instagram. She posted stories from that night, and guess who features prominently in several of them? Alex. Standing close together, him with his arm around her waist in one photo. Photos I never saw her take. Then I noticed Alex had already liked every single one of Sarah's photos going back months. I scrolled through and found comments between them on older posts that I never paid attention to before. Stuff like him calling her gorgeous and her responding with heart emojis. This has apparently been building for a while. When I confronted Sarah about what my friends told me, she completely lost it. "Your friends are just trying to break us up because they're jealous," she said. "They don't want you to be happy because their own relationships suck." She accused me of interrogating witnesses like a detective and said it was psychotic that I was asking my friends about her behavior. When I brought up the Instagram stuff, she said I was stalking her social media and being creepy and controlling. I asked her to delete Alex's number and she refused. "That would be crazy," she said. "I'm not going to let your insecurity make me delete a friend, after knowing him for 3 hours. Here's what's really getting to me now. Since that Friday night, Sarah's been different. She's always texting someone and keeps her phone face down when I'm around. She's been working late more often, and when she gets home she's distant. Less affectionate, more critical of everything I do. Last night she snapped at me for breathing too loud while we watched TV. She's never been like this before. It's like that night with Alex flipped a switch and now I'm suddenly the annoying boyfriend she has to tolerate. When I try to talk to her about how I'm feeling, she shuts down completely. Says I'm being needy and suffocating her, that I need to work on my trust issues before our relationship can get better. But here's the thing: I don't have trust issues with trustworthy people. I never questioned her friendships before because she never gave me reason to. It's only after watching her flirt with a stranger for an hour and exchange numbers that I'm feeling insecure. Am I crazy for thinking this whole situation is fucked up? She's making me feel like I'm the problem for being upset about obvious disrespect. My friends all think she crossed major lines, but she's convinced I'm just being paranoid and controlling. I feel like I'm going crazy. What would you do in my situation? Update 2. Your comments gave me the balls to trust my gut. You guys were right, there was way more shit going on. So yesterday Sarah fucked up big time. She left her phone unlocked when she went to shower. I saw Alex's name pop up with new messages and honestly I just snapped. I looked. Sue me. Holy fuck guys, they've been texting non-stop since that Friday night. Like constantly, we're talking hundreds of messages back and forth. Sarah's been talking mad shit about me to this dude. Calling me clingy as hell and super paranoid. Telling Alex I'm suffocating her and she can't breathe in our relationship. She literally said I have serious trust issues and that I'm probably gonna end up alone because of how jealous I get. And this Alex asshole is eating it up, telling her she deserves so much better and should explore her options. The dude even said shit like, "You're too beautiful and smart to waste your time with someone who doesn't appreciate you." Makes me sick how he's playing the white knight while trying to fuck my girlfriend. But wait, it gets worse. Remember that work trip Sarah mentioned a few weeks ago, the one to visit clients in Alex's city? Yeah, that's complete bullshit. They've been planning this whole thing for when Alex's girlfriend goes home to visit her parents for a week. They literally coordinated their cheating schedule down to the day. Sarah told Alex she'd tell me it was a last-minute work emergency, and that she'd probably have to stay an extra day or two. They were planning to spend 4 days together playing house while his girlfriend is gone. Fucking sick. The part that really fucked me up, Sarah told Alex she's been done with me for months and was already thinking about breaking up anyway. She said meeting him just opened her eyes to what she was missing. That I'm good on paper, but there's no spark anymore, and she's been going through the motions for months. This motherfucker sent shirtless pics from his gym. Sarah sent back those stupid heart eye emojis and called him so hot and exactly my type. She even said she can't stop thinking about what it would be like to be with someone who actually turns her on. Meanwhile, she hasn't touched me in weeks and acts annoyed when I try to kiss her. I screenshotted everything and backed it up to the cloud. The texting started like 2 hours after we got home that Friday. All those late nights at work. Video calls with Alex. I found timestamps that match up perfectly with when she said she was staying late for projects. The worst part is reading how she describes our relationship to him. Like we're roommates she's stuck with instead of a couple who's been together 9 months. She told him our sex life is boring and that I don't know how to make her feel desired. Shit that we never even talked about, problems I didn't know existed. I felt sick for like a whole day after reading that shit. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Just kept thinking about how fake everything has been. But then I called Tom, James, and Mike. Told them everything. They weren't even surprised, which says a lot. Tom said he could tell something was off with Sarah lately, that she seemed checked out when we all hung out and was always on her phone. Mike said he noticed she'd been dressing differently, more revealing clothes when she goes out with the girls. James pointed out that she used to ask about our group hangouts, but hasn't mentioned wanting to join us in weeks. Mike said I can crash at his place whenever I want. He's got a spare room and honestly thinks it'll be good for me to get some space. James knows people who can help me find an apartment fast, and Tom offered to help me move my stuff when the time comes. Our lease is up in 3 months anyway, so the timing works out. Plus, most of our furniture is technically mine since I paid for it when we moved in. The couch, bed, TV, kitchen stuff all on my credit card. Sarah's basically been living here rent-free this whole time while I covered utilities and groceries. Now that I think about it, she's been treating me like a bank account with benefits for months. I pay for everything, do most of the cleaning, and she just takes it all for granted while texting other guys about how unsatisfied she is. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm keeping all the evidence, moving my important stuff to Mike's place bit by bit, and waiting for her to lie to my face again. Then I'm hitting her with everything at once. I'm done with this gaslighting bullshit where she makes me feel crazy for noticing obvious red flags. I've already moved my important documents, some clothes, and my laptop to Mike's. Sarah hasn't even noticed because she's too busy texting Alex. I'm gonna start moving more stuff this weekend when she's at her girls' brunch, which is probably another video call session. I keep thinking about telling Alex's girlfriend too. Her name is Jessica, and from what I can tell from Sarah's messages, she seems like a good person who has no idea what's going on. She deserves to know her boyfriend's a cheating piece of shit. But I don't know if that's my business or not. The crazy thing is how different I feel now. Like, for weeks I've been second-guessing myself, wondering if I was just being jealous and controlling. Sarah made me feel like I was the problem for having basic boundaries. Turns out I was right about everything. She is cheating, she is planning to leave, and she has been lying straight to my face this whole time. I'm not even sad anymore. I'm pissed. Pissed that she made me feel like the bad guy for noticing her obvious disrespect. Pissed that she wasted 9 months of my life while already planning her exit. Pissed that she's been playing victim while stabbing me in the back and talking shit about me to some random dude. But you know what? I'm also relieved. At least now I know I'm not crazy. All those times she made me feel paranoid for asking who she was texting. All those times she acted like I was being unreasonable for wanting basic respect, turns out my gut was spot on. My boys have been solid through all this. They're ready to help me move whenever I say the word, and they're pissed on my behalf about how Sarah's been treating me. It's good to remember what real friends look like compared to a girlfriend who's been fake for months. I know what I gotta do. Part of me is nervous about confronting her, but mostly I'm just angry. She's gonna try to flip this on me, blame me for snooping, make herself the victim. But I've got receipts for everything, and I'm not gonna let her gaslight me anymore. Should I drop a bomb on Alex's girlfriend too? I keep going back and forth. Probably gonna do it. She needs to know what kind of guy she's living with. Update coming soon. Update 3, alright Reddit, I did it. And holy shit, you guys weren't ready for how this went down, so I set her up. Last Tuesday Sarah told me she was doing girls' night with her work friends. But I knew from those texts that she was really planning another video call with Alex. I played along and acted totally normal about it. I even asked her stupid questions like which coworkers she was meeting and what bar they were hitting. She made up this whole story about how Emma was having boyfriend drama and needed support. Said they were trying some new wine place downtown. Even bitched about having to listen to girl problems all night when she'd rather chill at home with me. All complete bullshit. Around 9 p.m. I heard her giggling in the bedroom. That same annoying laugh from the night she met Alex. I waited until she was really into the conversation, then walked in and said, "So how's your call with Alex going?" Dude, her face went ghost white. Like someone just told her she had cancer. What are you talking about?" she stammered, trying to play dumb. I pulled out printed copies of all their texts, every single conversation. I'd been preparing this moment for 2 weeks. First, she tried the denial route. "It's not what you think, we're just friends, you're making this into something it's not." Standard cheater bullshit. When that didn't work, she flipped to angry mode. Started screaming about how I invaded her privacy and had no right to look at her phone. How this proved I was controlling and psycho, and exactly why she needed someone else to talk to. I stayed calm as fuck. Told her privacy doesn't exist when you're planning to cheat on someone. That normal relationships don't need this level of sneaking around. Then came the waterworks. Fake crying, "I never meant for this to happen. Alex means nothing to me. I was just confused about our relationship. Promised she'd block him right now, delete everything, never contact him again. But I wasn't buying her bullshit anymore. I told her I knew about the fake work trip, about her calling me clingy and paranoid, about her telling Alex she wanted to dump me anyway. That's when the real Sarah finally showed up. Fine. You want the fucking truth?" she screamed. "I have been bored out of my mind with you for months. Alex actually gets me and makes me feel alive. Maybe if you weren't such an insecure little bitch, I wouldn't need to look for someone better." There it was. The mask finally off. She admitted she'd been over this relationship since like month 6. That Alex just confirmed what she already knew, that she could do way better than me. That she'd been telling him she was basically single for the past week and was ready to end things. Oh, and that Friday night shit. Totally on purpose. She wanted me to see how much better she clicked with other guys. Either to make me step up my game or give her an excuse to leave. I just looked at her and said, "Thanks for finally being honest with me." Then I handed her the lease termination papers I'd already filled out. "You've got 30 days to get out." She tried to keep arguing, but I was done. Told her I was staying at Mike's for the week, and when I got back, I expected her to have a moving plan. The aftermath has been wild. Sarah tried playing victim to all our mutual friends, but my boys backed up everything I said about that first night. When her girlfriends found out the real story about Alex, they were shocked. Turns out she'd been telling them I was the shitty boyfriend this whole time. And yeah, I did message Alex's girlfriend, sent her screenshots of everything. She thanked me and said Alex had pulled this shit before with other girls. She dumped his ass immediately and he blocked Sarah's number. Guess he wasn't so interested when his own relationship blew up. Sarah had to move back in with her parents like some teenager. Last I heard, she's telling people I was emotionally abusive and controlling, but our friend group saw right through that. It's been a month now and I feel like a completely different person. Living with Mike has been awesome. We're actually looking for a bigger place together. My mental health did a complete 180 once Sarah was out of my life. No more walking on eggshells or questioning my own sanity. I'm not dating yet. Want to work on myself for a while and figure out what I actually want in a partner. But I learned some huge lessons here. Always trust your gut. Don't let anyone make you feel crazy for having basic standards. And when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. Thanks Reddit for helping me see clearly when I was doubting myself. To anyone dealing with similar shit, document everything, trust your instincts, and don't let anyone gaslight you into accepting disrespect. 6 months update. I can honestly say this was the best thing that ever happened to me. Dodged a huge bullet and learned what I will and won't put up with in relationships. Sarah actually did me a favor by showing her true colors before I wasted any more time on her ass.